Scrappy peeps, Suzanna here today for Elle Studio to share with you this layout that I created using those digital cut files, or one of, from the April Elle Studio, which is released today. So if you go into the store, and I'm linking that down below, you can get the kit for a discounted price, and then it goes back up to its normal price tomorrow. And if you are a subscriber, of course, you get all of the extra goodies, and so be sure to check that out. So I am using some of the pocket cards to create the background or the foundation of my layout. And initially I'm building the structure of this layout on this piece of 12 by 12 cardstock or pattern paper from the Noteworthy collection. And so I've been doing a lot of grids with the Elle Studio stuff lately, and I wanted to kind of move in a different direction than that. I love the grids, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. And I found that the diagonals along with the horizontal movement of those cards was just visually, it was wrong. It didn't work for me. So I moved it to just a plain white piece of cardstock, and I like that much better. And I feel that the colors don't compete for a place for your eye to settle. So I have this digital cut file, and I am going to back it with this red from this particular piece of pattern paper. I could have gone into a 6x6 paper pad and backed it with that, but I had this at hand, so that was easy to go with. What I just did there was I actually had a piece of this pink vellum that I thought may have been really cool behind it, but I really didn't want the translucency, which is why I ended up sticking with the piece of pattern paper. So I just traced the outline of that, and I'm going to cut in the line so that it runs less risk of poking outside of the cut file there. And then I am going to just use some liquid adhesive on Mom, just those words there, because I know I want to go upstairs and I want to stitch around the outline of the heart, just to give a little bit more depth and visual interest to that. And so I find it very hard to sew when I've got adhesive there, because it gums up the needle and the needle doesn't move as nicely, and that's why I put just the adhesive there. So what I also did was on that purple card there that says "Love These Memories," I went around that with a purple thread as well. Again, just for some texture and some visual interest, because I do not add any mixed media to this layout. And those of you who follow my work know that I like to use texture on my pages. So I have the labels, and I am going to try and incorporate a mix of the pink, the purple, and the yellow into the layout. I loved Mom as that digital cut file, but I decided to turn that into my title. And so what I have there, I actually honestly don't remember off the top of my head, and I don't end up using whatever that phrase is that I have there above Mom. I think it's "loving this," but I am going to go with no, it doesn't say "loving this." Remember, honestly, I'm sorry, I cannot remember, and I don't have the product sitting in front of me as I'm doing this voiceover. But what the title of this layout ends up being is I'm going to use a Puffy sticker that says "Love This, Mom," and then I'm going to use some of the Puffy black and white alphas from, I believe that was from the February release. So the whole title is going to be "Loving This Mom Life," and that is the title of the layout there. These photos are of myself and my children, and this is on Mother's Day in 2018. Which you'll see I use the lavender letters that come as part of this release. Actually, that's not true, but I do use lavender or the purple letters to put 2018 onto the page every year for as long as I can remember that we've been here in Virginia. On Mother's Day, we go strawberry picking. It's kind of a tradition that we have. And so these were just pictures of the kids and I under a tree after we had been strawberry picking. And the journaling is about Mother's Day and the tradition, and how rewarding it is to be a mom of these kids, especially at this age. I'm really enjoying these teen years with them, which I know is an unusual thing to say. So I do a lot of shuffling at this point and have been shuffling these labels around a fair amount. I want to distribute that pink, the red, the yellow, and the purple, so the color palette is based on that card that's on the left-hand side under that photo. And I want to distribute the colors evenly and in such a way that there isn't too much weight in any one particular part of the page. I'm also trying to distribute them in such a way that there's a visual triangle that's created through the different elements. So here I have some of the wood veneers that are part of this month's collection. There's a big phrase that says loving this, and I'm going to try that. And then there are some hearts, and I'm going to use the heart that says today to the left side of the photo. And I will later on try incorporating a few more so that I can get that visual triangle. However, I only end up using one other one, and that is the butterfly that is also from this month's release and the add-on kits. So be sure to check out the add-ons as well. There are some great wood veneers, as well as those puffy stickers. Love them. And those big butterflies, there's a lot of really neat spring stuff in it. It doesn't all have to be Easter or Mother's Day, or that's the beauty of Elle Studio goodies, is there are some themed things in there, but they don't have to be used for that particular theme. So the other thing that comes this month is those Puffy Hearts, and I'm just going to call them circles. They are great for embellishing pages, and I am going to incorporate those. So that particular journal card has a bunch of white hearts across it, and I'm going to use a small yellow one that's approximately the same size, and again, just for some visual interest to pop the card and make it a little bit more personalized. I am going to leave a bulk of the bulk of the card empty so that I can fill in some journaling. I often get tempted to fill those journal cards with embellishments, but then if I do that, I don't really have a place to put my journaling unless I journal directly on the page, which I absolutely could have done here. However, I do think that it looks best directly on the card. So this is the Wander stamp set that again is an add-on this month, and those butterflies and the build your own flowers are just perfect with the collection. Very springy, but also very usable in different ways. So this phrase that says happy moment goes directly across horizontally, but I wanted it to be more stacked. So I just used a piece of scratch paper so that I could just get the two words printed or stamped as I wanted them. So what I'm going to do here is just take a black pen and just put a fine black line around the outside edge. And at this point, I thought I was going to be finished with the layout, but I really wanted something in that top left-hand corner just for a little bit of balance. I feel like that where I've got that title, that heart that says Loving This Mom Life, is very heavily weighted. I've got the red in my son's shirt that kind of balances that out, but I felt like I needed something in that top left corner just for a little bit of balance. So I'm going to layer up those two tags, and I'm going to use the mini date stamp and stamp the date, which was May 13th, as well as use some of those circles to I wanted a little bit more of those smaller elements to just add, again, some color, and it allowed me to add the different colors that I've incorporated into this layout. I really wanted to use that red die cut because I thought that it worked really well, but I end up abandoning that idea. So I'm going to put the date with these purple stickers, and then the other thing that I do is I just wanted a little bit down at the bottom, and again, so that's draw your eye around the page. So I'm going to use a scallop punch in the vellum that I had earlier, and then a small sticker that just says Simple Joys that finishes off the page, and I do that off camera. So be sure to check out the link down below if you're interested in any of these products. Enjoy these close-ups. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.